Hello! It is after the Xbox Showcase 2024. I am Jacob. I got Gage next to me.
Yo.
I got Steven next to him.
Hello.
And I have Average Joe on air from Canada.
Hello. Hello, A.
Uh, and we have just watched the Xbox Showcase 2024. It was pretty awesome. That's my point of view. You're about to see some clips of it as we go along. We're going to talk about all the announcements and our pulse, how we felt about it, and how hard our nipples are. Absolutely true. That they all are. Just saying. However, at the very end, we will rank how we felt about this Xbox Showcase. So let's kick it right off. You heard how I felt about it. I love it. Nips are hard. How about you guys?
I don't think you could do much of a better showcase than that. That harkened back to some of the the Sony 2018, 2017 ones where they had Final Fantasy and God of War and Ghost of Tsushima and it's one after another. We couldn't stop talking. Like there wasn't a moment of silence in all of that showcase just because we just kept getting hit by boom, boom, boom. So yeah, overall, I just think it was an amazing showcase and I'm excited to get into it.
So yeah, I'll sound off. I'm not a huge COD fan, so I understand why they had to start it off with it, right? Obviously. That aside, every single damn game I saw, I wanted to at least try, right?
100%.
I started at an 8.5 going into this, and I think I'm closer to a 10 now, like after seeing the whole thing. So, banger, banger, banger.
Agreed.
Yeah, I completely agree with the sentiments made here. Like Gage said, we could not stop talking during the whole thing. I think that is, I'm going to say it, that's the strongest showcase we've had in several years. They showed off so many top-notch quality products. Like I said earlier in the stream, all of those games had different varying art styles that kind of set them apart from each other. Xbox knocked it out of the park. Good for them.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Gage, I know that you took notes the entire showcase, so I'm gonna let you lead this whole thing we got going here. I know that we started off with Call of Duty Black Ops, which while we've been talking this whole time, you've been seeing the B-roll of above us. First of all, Michael Bay or Michael Bay?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, it's just called Six, right? But it's Gulf War is kind of the idea, right?
Yeah, definitely. They had like actual video of George or Bush Senior.
I know
during this trailer, which is really interesting.
So the last game was Cold War. That was in the 80s. So yeah, this one, the next logical step towards that. So
yeah, totally. I'm not a Call of Duty guy, but it said the big news was it's coming to Game Pass day one, which is great to just be affirmed. Like this showcase showed that they're all in on Game Pass. I think I have to review Steven with you on that, but I'm pretty sure every single thing we saw is coming to Game Pass, which is amazing.
To my knowledge, and on that note, with it coming day one to Game Pass, they're not staggering any content on any platform. So it's all going to be at the same time, so everybody can kind of be on the same page, which I thought was kind of cool.
That's a good move, and part of that might be legal because of what they agreed to during the whole court thing, but nevertheless, it's good to see for sure.
So I'm really stoked for this because I don't play Call of Duty games typically, but that if a game is on Game Pass, I will play it. And a lot of people, like a lot of friends I have, play these Call of Duty games. So I'm just stoked to be able to hop in, no problem. I don't have to spend $70 to get in. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm excited for that bit.
You guys may remember Steven. I don't know if you met him, but Joaquin, my friend from Humboldt, came on here. I think for there's a Game Awards predictions episode a long time ago. He's a big COD guy, and he's always reaching out you want to get COD and play some multiplayer or play some zombies, and I'm always like, no, you know what I mean. But now if he wants to play zombies, maybe I would,
yeah. So as a big I am a huge fan of COD. Last year's was very disappointing, so I'm really excited to see what Treyarch is bringing. They're usually the standout studio when it comes to COD. So I think they're going to kill it here. So
yeah, it looks great. like what we've seen, as someone who doesn't play COD, this trailer was hard hitting. It was explosions. It seemed interesting. There seems to be a lot of story and writing going on in the campaign, not just like half-assed like action bullshit. It seems like we're gonna get a really interesting campaign, and then of course we're gonna get that COD gameplay that 50 to 70% of the gamer base is all about. So why not try it? It's gonna be on Game Pass. I'm stoked.
I am curious. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you didn't. Go ahead.
I am curious to see how long the campaign is going to be, because for the past couple of years they have been on the shorter side, usually within the 4 to 5 hour range. So I am curious to see if they're going to step that up, or if it's just going to be exactly the same. Or
and I like, to be honest on that, Joe, I'm in the camp of, and it might just because I'm a dad. That's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah.
4 to 7 hours, like it's fine.
For me, it's more about go for it.
Sorry, and to be honest, nobody gives two shits about the campaign. I wouldn't say nobody, but a very small percentage of the players who play Call of Duty are in zombies, they're in multiplayer and Warzone. So,
yeah,
and I think they have it.
The best Call of Duty campaigns were just like action-packed, linear narratives, like just that kind of classic first-person shooter narrative. You know what I mean? And if they're doing big set pieces and giving you helicopter time, like snipers, like espionage level, it's just varied. Yeah.
I noticed Adler is in there as well, so there's a link to the previous thing, which I feel like they're tying into Warzone as well. I don't know if that's just like a whole big overarching thing that they're doing, but.
Yeah, he was obviously a major character in Cold War. I wonder if they're going to explain and expand more. I guess slight spoilers for Cold War. If they're going to expand on the Belichick stuff or the Bell character, and see if we find out anything about that. But yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep Bill Belichick and no more deflating balls.
Yeah.
No more spying on other teams.
Yeah.
We gotta check on him.
No more Deflategate. No more.
Yeah, exactly.
There is espionage in that.
All right, cool. Well, that's COD. I mean, it's huge that it's coming to Game Pass. I mean, I wonder what we see as far as Game Pass numbers spiking when that happens. The thing is, other people can still play it on the platform that they are used to playing it on. But Microsoft's making money off all that shit, so whatever.
Also, interesting point. I think they said that the beta would be coming at the same time for all consoles as well. I thought that was very interesting, because usually PlayStation had like a week before to kind of try out the beta, so I thought that was cool.
Yeah, right on. All right, next up we have Doom. The Dark Ages. So this was leaked, or at least the name was, but it didn't matter. As soon as you saw it, it was like, fuck off. let's get gory and grueling, and it just the aesthetic just fits Doom so perfectly. What'd you guys think?
What did I think?
I'm ready.
Yeah,
are you serious?
Yes.
What I love.
Hold on, let me grab this guitar off the wall.
I had to brace myself, man.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Yes, perfect. For audio listeners, Jacob is shredding on this Les Paul in the background. This is just metal as fuck, and being able to go medieval with it makes it just even more metal. I love how it's like futuristic but also medieval, and just like
more melee stuff, dude.
Yeah. That shield you could like throw like Cap. Yeah, man.
A parry system, a flail I saw in there.
So the biggest like rumor about this game was that it'll be like Chivalry 2, a lot of melee weapons and stuff. I don't think there'll be like guns. And I was like, well, it's Doom. There will be guns.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be some sort of melee element, and clearly we're seeing that with the shield, which seems to be a big part of your loadout.
That's crushing skulls and shooting out skull particles at people.
I mean, your shield has a... Go ahead.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, you were just about to say the shield has a chainsaw on it.
Yeah,
that's fucking sick.
It's insane.
Badass.
I mean, you could throw it like Cap or like Mjolnir in God of War.
So it's
okay.
Still...
So guys,
go ahead.
Can you get more metal? Is it
Right.
a question?
Exactly.
I don't think
No, I mean, like
you're
in
the
the
fucking Morning Star. Like, get out of here.
the music in this trailer alone only alludes to how badass in metal this game will be. I mean, you know, the graphics are there's a dragon. The graphics are incredible. The weapons look great. The combat looks excellent. It's still Doom. I'm really excited, and it's coming next year. And that's something that you're gonna find as a through line for as we go along is that 2025 is gonna be a fucking crazy year for gaming, especially on the Xbox and just Xbox PC side of the gaming arm in our lives. 2025. Rest in peace, your time.
Rest in peace, your time. It's the new 2023.
Mhm.
You know, we just needed 2024 to let some people cook, and here we go. So yeah, this looks amazing. The music was amazing. There was a dragon with like laser wings. Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
Incredible.
And you know, it just fits the mold. This is perfect for Doom. And when you make a game like Doom Eternal, where there's no real way to go up from there, so just take a step to the left and find a new art director or like a new direction and do the same thing over again. So I think it's gonna be rocking. So
I'm so down.
Mhm.
is he in a giant mech? He's
Yeah,
in a giant
I
kaiju.
did
yeah.
not notice that until right now either.
Neither
How
did
did I miss that?
He just locked into a
I'm-
giant kaiju beast.
So what they did
I'm so
is they-
proud. Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry. You go. You go.
and you are proud, and I'm also proud. And they grabbed the never-ending bag of metal shit,
Yep.
and they just started pulling it out for this game. Like,
That's right.
Pulling out the
kaiju,
innards.
chainsaw,
Yeah.
shredding skulls. Like, yeah.
I'm so
Yeah,
I was
stoked.
just gonna say, I'm so proud of how id Software has just consistently evolved this franchise. You saw it with 2016, Eternal, and now this. Like, they're fantastic, and I'm just very proud of the work that they're doing with this franchise.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Quick-
It's a top of the line first person shooter.
Quick side note though as well, like you are still the Doom guy. You're just the Doom guy from
Yeah.
his like inception as the Doom guy.
Well,
Or maybe
okay,
there's some time travel shit going on.
I think
No,
they-
it says at the very beginning, you know, before he was the hero, he was the weapon of gods and demons or something like that.
Well, and if you remember from Eternal, they had the whole origin thing where
Yep.
they found him crawling like from nothing, and then he just was killing demons with his bare hands.
Yeah.
Right? So
Isn't
Yeah,
there a
straight up.
popular fan theory he's related to BJ Blazkowicz? Like,
I mean,
there's
that would be crazy.
There's
But
like a whole like Disney rumor verse sort of feeling with
Yeah.
everything's linked for I don't know.
Dude, I'm just so
Whatever.
stoked for this.
Either Yeah, it looks phenomenal. So that's good. Let's keep going because we got a lot to talk about. Next we got a surprise for me, although not. I guess it doesn't necessarily. We had to see it at some point, but State of Decay 3. This is kind of the reintroduction of it. We had that CG trailer with the zombie deer. I want to say that was 2018, which is quite a while ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we go. Undead Labs back at it. The game looked gorgeous. It said in-engine footage, but I don't know that we actually saw any gameplay. But it looked cool. No date either.
No, I'm gonna try the beta probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes out, I do think I enjoyed parts of State of Decay 2.
Mhm.
I think if they can refine the formula, make it easier to jump into, and especially with your friends, I think they'll have something on their hands here.
Just quick correction. That trailer was from 2020, so
Okay,
only
thanks.
4 years ago. This is kind of a long time.
Mhm.
However, having played State of Decay 2, I think that there's a lot of room for improvement. I can see them kind of keeping the same vibes where State of Decay, it really is like a third person game, but it feels a lot more like a strategy, city builder, management, but also third person like action game. It's kind of hard to like put it into words without actually trying it. It is still on Game Pass. You can play State of Decay 2. There's been a lot of updates, so you can try it out today if you have Game Pass. I actually recommend that maybe in the future we all play together because it is a multiplayer game. Just give it a shot. But I can see them taking the formula and improving upon it, just like Steven said with State of Decay 3. I think the graphics will be great. Like I don't see the graphics in this trailer being too far off from like what it actually looks like in game. But in general, like I can see them refining the formula and making State of Decay 3 like a must-play Xbox title, and that's what I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Again. Yeah, I haven't played the previous two, so this really isn't for me. I maybe should try it out, but unless this is like a 10 out of 10 must play, I probably won't hop into this. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one of those games where it's going to find an audience, and I think they're going to support it, and because of that, I think it could be really cool. And the first two the first one was kind of like a scrappy, like indie kind of vibes, and then the second one had the backing of Xbox and came out a little bit. Miss Envy says nerds, and came out a little janky, but then got to a good place. I'm hoping this third one comes out with a bang, starts out strong, and then just gains momentum. Hell yeah. Okay, that's awesome. Next up, we had Dragon Age. We were wondering where we are going to see this, and EA doesn't have a showcase this year. Thanks, Greg Miller and Austin Creed. And so yeah, we saw like Skate at Summer Games Fest. It's been kind of passed around a little bit, but Dragon Age. Here we go. Remind me of the subtitle. The Unveiled
Veilguard.
Veilguard.
The Veilguard.
Isn't that
this is
Veilguard?
Miss Envy's biggest win, she says in the chat.
Veilguard.
So-
The
I still am not sure how this game really plays, to be honest with you guys.
Mhm.
no.
And that was my biggest question for it.
Mhm.
Because is it going to be tactical like the other ones, or?
This trailer has like TV show vibes, but important thing to pay attention to at the beginning of this trailer, it does say everything is in game in engine. So like what you're seeing is incredible as a cinematic, but when you know that it's in engine, I mean, we have a game on our hands, folks. I'm stoked.
Yeah, I think there is a big chance for this to be a great game. I know it's been a while, and I was a little kind of disappointed that we didn't see either direct gameplay or whatever. But it's coming out this year, so maybe there's a good chance we get another little showing of it at some point.
I was gonna say, like, here in a little bit, maybe it would be wise for them to show us actual gameplay and like what you do and like some of the characters. I think would be nice. But,
According to Miss Envy in the chat, gameplay video will release on Tuesday this week, which is June 11th.
11. So
Which
I
they've
thought I
already
heard something like
announced.
that.
Mhm.
Thanks for the call out there.
Yeah, I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
that.
Yeah.
So cool. So we'll get more then. That's great.
But what we see here is incredible and hella hype.
Yeah. I'm more of a Mass Effect fan. I never really played Dragon Age, but this looks cool from what I've seen. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Well, it's cool that just to get confirmation that it's this year and just to feel all good and to see something pretty hype. So, hell yeah. Next up, we had Starfield DLC. This is the Shattered Space DLC that they had already promised. It is going to be this year. And then new content dropping tonight. Also, some updated stuff.
Yep.
I'll go real quick. I think it was cool how weird this got. That was the thing that I missed the most from Starfield was Bethesda's so good at making weird lore. Like before, from soft lore, my favorite lore to like dive deep into was Elder Scrolls lore, and so I'm just happy to see like some more weirdness, some culty stuff, some maybe some horror-y things. Like I just like the idea that we're gonna get weird with it. So I'm happy to see that.
Yeah. As somebody who hasn't fully played Starfield, this actually might be the thing to bring me into it. This reminds me so much of Prey, especially the footage we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
I love the horror vibes we're getting here. This looks phenomenal, and I'm really excited to see what they bring to this.
I'm gonna play Starfield again. That's my thoughts.
I mean, I'm ready to start playing Starfield right now.
This looks incredible. They're bringing the mod support to like everything, the official mod support. What is it? What do they call it? The creation kit, I think.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. I think might be good, but good time to check it. The new update. Probably won't play a whole lot because obviously, Destiny came out, so I'm on that right now. But anyways, and that's kind of
all
filling
you.
this void of Shattered Space, anyways, right? So that's what I was gonna say is Destiny vibes as well.
Yeah.
I just finished that, so yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Totally.
Yeah,
Um,
I've heard some buzzing on the internet that like they're gonna add custom like star bases, star
oh, be able to build like your own space station kind of thing.
exactly like space station
That's
custom
sick.
building stuff that you can even dock into and stuff. And so I could see that either coming with this update or with the Shattered Space DLC. But yeah, very much looking forward to this. It's looking really stylistic, really weird, almost multiversal in a lot of ways. Um, you know, we're all ready to dive back into Starfield, and this is a good excuse.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this I think this did a surprise. It surprised me at how much it got me like, oh yeah, all right, let's jump in. That looks awesome. Um, okay, next we had Fallout 76. It said something, I forget what it was, but
It's
yeah,
a new update.
Oh, I wrote down a phone number. I was like, what did I write down? It's like, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, we
Um,
gotta call the phone number.
we'll call that after the show.
We
and
do
see what
have to call that, yeah.
happens. But yeah, June 12th, this update for Fallout 76. This is a whole new part of the map, I believe. Not just like a new expedition, so that sounds pretty cool.
Yep.
I'm not. It's not necessarily going to get me back in. I think I'm done for now. But party on for people who are into it. Everyone's resurgence after the show, after seeing the Fallout show. So it's good that they have this here for people. So
I'm fully down to hop back into more Fallout 76. I know that there's people out there that have ridiculously high levels because they played a lot. Shout outs to Mr. Hawks who continues to play the game. This is more content that's not Expeditions. Expeditions is essentially off-map extra zones. So there's no map at all, and you can go to like Atlantic City or the Pit or like a few other places. This will be a new area in Appalachia adding to the map, which is really interesting and super cool. I'm just glad that Fallout 76 continues to be supported, and with the continued resurgence via the Amazon show, it's really exciting that people are really getting into Fallout and 76. It's become a great game. It has a great community. I recommend you play it if you haven't, and this is only adding to the excitement of the game.
Yeah. I just want to interject and say, I know it's in a different area, but what a missed opportunity to not have Walt Goggins in that little commercial there.
Probably costs too much, dude.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of expeditions, we have Expedition 33 up next. This was a surprise. Never heard anything about it. Really cool visuals. I think we saw some what seemed like gameplay, and it just looked stunning. Looks like our turn-based RPG potentially, and trippy visuals of all kinds. I'm all in. And Miss Envy in the chat said this looks fantastic. I agree. I think this looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
No, it looks
What do you guys
incredible.
think? Yeah.
A quick background on Samful Interactive. If you go to their website, you'll see that the only game listed is Expedition 33. So I wonder if this
Okay.
is like a newer studio under the Xbox banner,
Yeah.
or if they are a newer studio. It's published by Kepler Interactive, so they may be under Xbox. I'm not exactly sure. But regardless, this game looks really cool. It came out of nowhere, and it's from a team I've never heard of. So it's always great to see fresh blood,
Yeah.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah, I love the art style they're going with, the kind of like steampunk-ish look that they're doing here. The one dude looks like Robert Pattinson, and yeah, this looks incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to see more of it though. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's definitely one that now is going to be on our radars and be like, okay, let's talk about when that comes out. And again, Game Pass. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, another like turn-based RPGs have been popping off lately, and it's great to see that in 2024 where everybody thought like, oh, action RPGs, that's going to take off. We're going to never see turn-based games ever again. And here we are with this game that is just blowing us away. So it's good to see that like all types of games are still being created and innovated on. So really excited for this. But also important distinction, 233 games coming to Xbox.
Right.
Really interesting connection there. Because we have 33
I was like,
Immortals
33 Immortals? And you're like, no. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're right.
Cool.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Well, I'm excited about that. I want more turn-based RPGs that are Western. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not to say that JRPGs aren't amazing, but like the Western RPG leaning into a turn-based system, that's cool. I want to see what they bring to that, you know?
Agreed.
Next, another, for me, a surprise. I thought they were going to let this studio sit for a year or two. But South of Midnight, this showed really, really well, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
the animation style, the world, the setting, the powers with like ghost flying that she had going on, the creatures. I was totally taken aback by this.
Yeah, I know 2025 is pretty stacked, but I think this has a chance to become a Game of the Year contender for that year.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this whole stop motion frame per second thing that's happening in animation. Thank you. Thank you so much, Spider-Man, Spider-Verse movies, for taking that stop motion style and adding it to like animation films. Like, this is becoming bigger and bigger. There's actually 2 trailers, including this one, that have that type of frame per second. I just think there's a charm to it. Like, there's something about stop motion that always like gets me, makes me feel like it's homegrown, and this trailer conveys that. And like, it's very stylistic, it's very interesting. I mean, you're hearing a deep male voice if you watch this trailer. It's coming from this weird fish she's riding on.
It's so awesome. Yeah.
It's very much like a southern Louisiana vibe going on in this, which is really so interesting because Compulsion Games, who's making this game, made the We Happy Few game, which is a very British game. But then here we are with this like very Louisiana game, very like Americana,
such a unique setting. It's
vibe.
awesome.
Yeah. I love the combat systems that they're introducing in this too. This looks absolutely remarkable. And in terms of exploration, when she goes up to that like the church bell area and it all collapses, like that was fucking awesome, man.
This weird like morbid bloom thing that's going on.
Yeah.
I'm just really intrigued. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I don't know, I can't, is it crocodile? Here we go.
Crocodile. Hey, shout out to Neo Oishi, rating with the party at 10. I appreciate y'all. Welcome if it's your first time here. We are reacting to the Xbox showcase that we just saw, giving our impressions. So we're running through everything that was just shown. So we were talking about South of Midnight right now. Jacob, did you have anything else to say about this game?
I am blown away that we were even shown gameplay of this. And the gameplay that we're shown is incredible. I mean, with the games like this, you can expect like different weapons and stuff, but even if this is just a character with 2 daggers, what we're seeing is just so cool. Like, you can draw so much from gameplay footage, but regardless, like the graphics, the animation, the lighting, the ray tracing, like everything from this trailer is just remarkable. And I think the art style is just so unique and interesting that like, we really have a massive hit on our hands, and 2025 will blow us away. Like, Xbox, hey, they gobbled up all the studios, and you may say, where's the games, and this and that, be a pundit to one console, but like, what we're seeing today is just showing the power of all these incredible developers. And I'm sure that like Xbox has been wanting to show us so much of what's been coming from all these creative studios for so long. And even though we've lost some people, some staff, we've closed the studio. That's horrible. However, that shouldn't take anything away from what we're seeing today. Like, just incredible showing from Xbox, and this game is no different. Like, I'm just so impressed with South of Midnight, and I hope all of you are as well. That's what I have to say.
I think you bring up a good point there when you said people are going to be asking, where's the games? This is Xbox's statement of saying, here you go. You asked, here's over 30 titles. Like, you can play this song, here you fucking go, man.
We've everyone on the internet has talked about those fucking dominoes for far too long.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot next year, but I just felt like here we go. Here's
Yeah.
here was what we've been talking about. We've been wanting to see what's the direction of all this stuff, and we saw third person action adventure games like people have wanted from them. We've seen amazing shooters. We've seen weird indie stuff. I'm all over it. So let's keep moving. Because like I said, there's more to see. So now we get into some of the new acquisitions that Xbox has had, and here's Blizzard with WoW and their new expansion. We popped a little too hard thinking that this was all going to come to Game Pass, but it was the way that they showed all these old cinematics. I'm like, oh, but then they just kind of moved into like what the future is. So hey, it's cool that they get to show off WoW at Xbox Showcase, So I didn't get many other details about this. Was it just coming this year?
It was just the new expansion. I didn't grab those. My bad.
Yeah,
I am a little disappointed that they're not bringing this to Game Pass. I feel like this is a game that just makes sense.
Yeah,
to be on the platform,
I always, you still have to pay for WoW, right? It's a monthly subscription service, right? So I would think that if they were going to do that, maybe they'd have to make a new tier Game Pass. Maybe that makes things more confusing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's, but I thought maybe they were just going to fucking throw money at it and be like, fuck it. If you have Game Pass, you're already paying that subscription. Let's go. But I don't know. Maybe in the future. We'll see how it goes. That's all I really have to say about it. Anything else anyone wants to say?
Was deflated that it wasn't really Game Pass anything,
So yeah, I mean, you could say that this trailer is just kind of reflecting on the past and saying like, we have a new expansion after all these years. That's great. It doesn't shock me that it's not coming to Game Pass. But again, as we were reacting to this, and I'm sorry for people out there who may not like vulgar language, but they were swinging their dick and balls and flopping it on the table right here.
Look, we own these guys now, basically. Right?
Straight up, yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, we'll move on to Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Yoshi, I was being edged the entire time. So MGS, this is just another kind of cinematic trailer. It showed a little more like actual gameplay.
But the first gameplay we've ever seen of this game shown at an Xbox Showcase is a massive statement for people who, like the fact that these games have been exclusive on PlayStation for so long. You know what I mean? Like, I just love that, multi-platform take from Konami, even though, they're a massive staple here in Vegas with their slot machines.
Yeah, I mean, as a massive fan of the franchise, it's weird watching this and be like, oh, I remember how this used to look, and I think the visual upgrades that they're doing to this game are incredible. It's going to be weird without Kojima, because I think obviously a lot of his style is what moves into these games, and I don't know how that's going to translate over to this. But again, I'm really excited. This is my favorite Metal Gear, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what they bring here. And
David Hayter's back to reprise his role, so it's cool.
Yeah, it's looking great.
It does. I mean, it looks amazing. Metal Gear is one of my big gaming holes that needs to be filled. So
can we just go down the line? Everyone do one David Hayter voice line really quick. I'll just start it. Action button.
Metal Gear. Is that a banana in your pocket? Sorry.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Perfect. Let's move on.
There we go. Let's move on. Next, we have Sea of Thieves update. I gotta be honest. I was eating my my DoorDash at this time, so I missed
waffle sandwich.
Was it a new expansion of some kind or something going on?
So with the latest update, they are adding the ability to essentially commandeer Flameheart's ship. Flameheart was this ghost of an evil captain from the past, and at one point in the game while you were sailing around, he would be just a giant head in the clouds, like clowning on you. He'd be like, you call yourself a pirate? You're a loser. He would do stuff like that. He was just like a big pirate head, and he's been sort of villainous type. Now that he's reincarnated essentially in skeleton form, you can assault his ship and take it over. And once you have taken it over, you are now a massive presence in whatever server you're in. So you'll go around the server like sinking other ships with his massive ship. It has special cannons that other ships don't have that does like fire damage and stuff like that. So I'm just
Cool.
really looking forward to it. Like I think it's gonna add a lot to the game. They've talked about this update in the past, and this is a big deal. Like the game is great. You should really hop in to see if these you can. It's on PlayStation 5 now too. But yeah, if you see Flameheart ship coming at you playing the game, then you say your prayers. Simple as
Wild.
that.
Hell yeah. Well, no, I mean, Sea of Thieves, I think, is one of the most like exemplary games of like this is how you give updates to a live service game and like just keep people invested and coming back. They've done an amazing job. Moving on to Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn. This is one I've anticipated for a long time. I just think it oozes cool, unique style. You got a cool little fox friend who helps you teleport and shit. It looks really God of War-ish to me, like the combat wise, and I'm just really excited. I think it's just gonna be a fun, like low, high AA, low AAA experience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So
This is the
have
best
they released
showing I've
trailers
seen of
before?
this. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, they've showed this before, right?
Yes.
Like 4 or 5 times, actually. Yeah.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
my first time seeing it. This looks fucking awesome.
Steven,
Yeah.
can you elaborate on your thoughts real quick?
Yeah, so I just feel like before it's kind of looked a little bit janky, if I'm being honest, and had that like little bit of like a survival game jank that you kind of see with combat, but it looks so smooth this time, and the graphics look a lot better, like just more polished, and I don't know, it looks like it's starting to come together a lot more than what we first saw. So
Yeah, no,
I'm excited.
so I've seen we like everyone's alluding to, we've seen this game multiple times. The first time we saw it was really interesting. The second time we saw it was a little bit more showing gameplay, but this showing right here feels like the best showing we've gotten, and I agree with you on that, Steven. It has more of a stylish trailer style, like I think it's trying to really reel people in. Like the first few times we saw it, felt like more of a proof of concept, like, hey, Xbox is getting a really cool third-person action game to Game Pass, and that's sort of I got it. I've always called it the triangle game, and as you can see with the gameplay footage we're looking right now, there's a lot of triangle imagery. However, this is the most polished game has looked, and this particular trailer right here with like the way the text is popping up and everything. And I think there's some cool music happening in the background if you watch a trailer. I just feel like I haven't 100% been in on this. I thought, I'll play it. It's on Game Pass. But watching today's trailer has really turned me around to it. I think this might be a massive game in the year that it comes out. I think it's coming out next year, right? Is that what it said?
Triangle Head. Yeah, 2025.
Yeah. So
No,
this year.
July 18th.
Yep.
Oh shit, next month? Okay, so that's massive.
This is on my Fantasy Critic.
So the fact that it's
That
coming in a month is insane to me. Really excited to give it a shot.
Yeah, that was going to be my thing, is like the fact that it was so close, the fact that we can get our hands on it so quick and it looks so polished was really what I got excited for.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think like I'm looking forward to just a really good combat game. We'll see if the story holds up, but like I said, I think there's going to be some slight AA-ish elements to this game, but if the combat really feels good, I think I'm in 100%. Age of Mythology, September 4th. Jacob.
Oh my god.
This had been rumored, right? We'd heard rumblings. But
So-
cool to see it here.
It was so not rumored to the fact that we knew it was coming this year, and that's why it's on my Fantasy Critic. We talked about our Fantasy Critic pickups. This was on my list. I knew this is coming before the end of the year. Age of Mythology is within the same levels of Age of Empires and such, although this has more of a like gods and magic angle. So instead of being like a country, you are represented by like Zeus or other
Deity,
gods,
yeah,
et cetera, et cetera. And there's like magical powers and avatars and fun stuff like that. So absolutely looking forward to this. You know that the studios who have been developing the real-time strategy games for Xbox have been popping off lately with Age of Empires 4, as well as Age of Empires 2 and 1 and 3, I think 4 as well, all coming to console. They're really like breathing a new life into the genre on PC, as well as bringing it all to console, that I'm really loving. RTS has been kind of dead for the past 10-15 years mostly. It's kind of given away for the whole what is that, like League of Legends, MOBA genre, but like
MOBA, yeah.
I'm glad we're coming back around to RTS, and I'm glad that Microsoft has like kind of a vision or commitment to this style of video game, because I've always loved RTS games. And if you were into like 4X games and strategy games in general, I know you like this stuff. I know it's more frantic, but just the idea of being like, oh, I have these powers of Zeus and I'm going to drop that shit on you while managing armies. I mean, that is super hype. I believe in it enough to have drafted it into my fantasy critic team. So I'm really looking forward to this. I hope you are too. And I expect a simultaneous release to console as well as PC.
They've
That's
been really
where I'm
nailing-
coming from.
They've been really nailing the console like controls, like Age of Empires. I've
Yeah.
been playing a lot of Age of Empires 2 remastered or whatever, remake, whatever it is, and it's just surprising how well. I think with Halo Wars, they kind of pioneered the weight of like control and RTS on a console, and it's been really cool to see that.
I have an important update.
Hmm.
The official PlayStation account, Doom: The Dark Ages, is also coming to PS5.
Ooh, that's
Breaking
massive.
news.
Oh,
Damn.
I am
Wow.
so happy about that, though. I am so
That's
happy
great. Let
about
it
that. That
flourish,
is
dude.
so
Let-
cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if the other two. Well, wait. I guess the other two are already on PS5.
All of
right?
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're on there.
I think that's really important for
Wow.
Microsoft
It's a
to do.
It's a series, so it makes sense, right, Jacob? Like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah.
There's a precedent for it being on PlayStation. I mean, Starfield didn't launch on a PlayStation. That's a Bethesda game, but Fallout 76 is on PlayStation because Fallout was always on PlayStation. Starfield is a new IP for
yeah,
Xbox,
yeah.
right? Like, I can see why that's locked to a console, but I could see like absolutely why Doom would come to all consoles and platforms. And I would look for the new Doom Dark Ages. I could see that coming to the newest Switch console as well. Definitely not the current Switch.
They did ports of
Xbox.
2016, I think. This
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah, Xbox still has the upper edge here with Game Pass, obviously, but that's still really cool. That it's coming to PS5 as well.
I'm really
Hell
stoked.
yeah. Wow,
But-
that's amazing.
Age of Mythology coming in 3 months. I mean, less than 3 months from now. It's now June 9th. It's coming September 4th. My nips are hard, and I will be playing the absolute fuck
And the
out
way
of this game.
and the way this is laid out here, the way this says this on the splash screen that you have up, Jacob, it does seem like it's obvious day and date on console and PC to me, right? Like there's
Well, it
September
literally
4th.
says Game Pass and then
Yeah.
Xbox
Series
Series
X,
XS
and
PC. So it's all coming
So that's great.
that same
that's
day.
great.
So really looking
Next-
forward to that. And here we go.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Next up, I am so glad we saw this here. Perfect Dark. Holy
Oh
fuck.
my god.
At first we're like, is this MGS again? And then nope, Joanna Dark in a dope ass wingsuit flying
Joe-
down into Neo
It looks
Saudi
so good.
Arabia.
It looks so good.
Joe was also like, is it Call of Duty again?
yeah.
Which is hilarious.
I thought it was Titanfall for a second.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That would be hype as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is going to be my first Perfect Dark game. Like I said, the only one I actually played before was that PFP spinoff. This looks fucking amazing.
It
Yeah.
really
The Dying
does.
Light stuff, parkour, the Max Payne like bullet time shit. Like, are you fucking kidding me? This looks awesome.
Hell yeah, dude.
So just reflecting on like what is shown here, this beginning part looks like a clear cinematic, but then there's a moment in time where it just says like the studios and it goes right into gameplay, and I was like, wait, is that gameplay? Because the graphics are so good. Like right here, I was like, wait, this is gameplay? Like, holy shit, I'm blown away by how
There's a
incredible
HUD.
this looks. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
this is
big HUD.
what the game will look like. And if you played Hellblade 2 yet, I think you understand like how incredible video games are going to look going forward. And this is no different. Like, look at what we're seeing here. I mean, it is just incredible on every level. Just pausing it here, look at the shadows on this bush to the left.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Yeah, the
crazy.
shadows of the
This-
foliage and like the lattice work up in that, like, yeah, the lighting is just next level for sure.
Yeah, I'm just blown away by this.
South of Midnight, this South of Midnight and another game that we're going to talk about in a little bit are the highlights for me.
Yeah. I think the point remains for me that like there's no I mean, if you know me, they call me the 5-minute gamer. I like all video games. Like there's no highlight. Like every game hit for me. Like this showcase is incrable.
What about Mecha Break though? You know,
Oh my god, it's another great one.
Dude.
But I mean, getting
Man.
back to this game that we're looking at right now. I mean, just look at it. I mean, we're getting parkour vibes. We're getting detective vibes. We're getting first-person shooter vibes.
Yeah, I like the idea that there's like some mirror's edge in this, like where you're like playing it stealthy, so you use the pathways to get in somewhere where you don't have to do a lot of combat, or maybe you just go in fucking guns blazing, whatever. But like all the espionage stuff, like the cool scanner tech that you got going on, this just looks like this blew me away. You know, there was Rebecca Valentine did that really good article a while back on IGN that like kind of painted a bad picture of where this game was. But then we got some updates saying like maybe they kind of brought it forth, and this is showing me that like we're about to get something pretty special, I think. So
Yeah, I mean, gameplay. I mean, video games are hard to develop, right? And
hell yeah.
they go through like phases of development, and clearly what's being shown here is don't worry about this game. You should be excited
we're gonna
for
have
it
some
instead. Absolutely.
God, it's gorgeous. Holy
So
shit.
also
yeah,
the crazy dimension stuff that I thought was cool. I want them to be
people,
weird
yeah.
with it still because it was always kind of a weird thing. So I'm glad to see some weirdness because it seemed like a little bit too grimdark for me.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
But here we go.
Let's
This
hope there's
part
some
right here.
humor in there, because there was some humor in the first Perfect Dark for sure. So
yeah, I think there will be moments of levity, but I think that at the end of the day, like Joanna Dark will persist as a character owned by the Xbox brand. This game will bring Perfect Dark back into the purview, and honestly, this gets me excited for Banjo-Kazooie in the future because, I mean, this is also a rare property. I could see them
originally, yeah.
you know, going back to other known characters. I mean, even with a trailer we're about to see pretty soon here, Xbox has IP, and we're gonna see those IP flourish in the coming years, months, etc.
Amazing. All right, Diablo 4: The Vessel of Hatred. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yes.
Coming out October 8th this year. I was just playing some Diablo last night to try and work my way through the campaign so I can get back with you guys, doubling up and playing some online. What a fucking gruesome trailer. This was really cool.
Yeah.
Hardcore
Yeah.
shit.
So it's like a Saw movie.
It was like, I don't know, man. It was a lot. She got fully like flayed and turned into some fucking like dark ass artwork for sure.
Some Hellraiser shit. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, Blizzard always comes with the cinematics, man. They know how to do it.
So, spoilers for the actual game. This character that you help out and spend a lot of time with, there's a, what's it called? When the story's over, epilogue. There's an epilogue. There's epilogue missions you do after the game that kind of explain where this character goes to and why, like what her motivations are. And that's what this story is touching on, is what's happening with her. What she's in possession of and what the implications are. And I don't think I have a good feeling about what's going to happen to her and and what you're going to have to do to interact with her in the future. However, I love this. Like essentially they end the campaign on sort of a cliffhanger, and I knew that this new expansion would reflect that. So here we are with that. Like the story is cool, but the thing that we haven't gotten any information on is like what's the new class. I'm pretty sure we'll get one. It could be paladin. Steven said monk. I guess demon hunter could be a possibility. Although we have rogue. I don't know. Maybe they can introduce something brand new, but regardless, like I'm really looking forward to it. I think the cinematic gives us the vibe as to who we're going to be battling. Again, story spoilers. Finish that campaign. Finish that campaign. It will explain exactly what's happening and what you have to look forward to, or what you have to fear in the future.
Yeah, those visuals give me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like that.
Yeah, it's intense.
Definitely, if you have Game Pass, play Diablo 4, get through that campaign so you can experience Season 4's actual seasonal content. It's a lot of fun. The game is in the best state it can be in right now, and I recommend you play the game and get stoked for the DLC.
Agreed. Love that they're leaning into the horror stuff. Love the inclusion of that. Is this going to be a paid one? I wasn't sure if there was going to be like you're going to have to pay more to get the Vessel of Hatred, right?
Yes.
Likely.
Most likely. Okay. I can see them bundling that into Game Pass, but I bought the game. I'm going to buy the DLC. Simple as that.
Okay.
October 8th, so that's cool. Fable. Holy shit, guys. We got everything.
Oh,
we really did.
And holy, more humor here, just the right tone. Playground, I mean, if you played Forza Horizon 5, Playground makes stunning visuals, and this game is no different. And I love this, like you said, the Office kind of vibe with the documentary bullshit going. Yeah. It makes it's so on point. And then the chest there though, it's so good. And then I love this character that they're showing, and I think will probably be a creative character. I don't think we're gonna be her specifically, but I love the idea that it's just she's just full of interesting character, and I like her a lot. And then, just the world looks absolutely stunning, and it's giving me big Witcher 3 vibes, but next gen. Yeah. And God, awesome. What do you guys think?
Yeah, this is my most anticipated Xbox project. I think what they're doing is incredible. Again, the mockumentary stuff is fucking hilarious. I'm just really looking forward to seeing what Playground can do. Like you said, Forza Horizon 5 is so good, and they're gonna kill it. I'm sold.
So yeah, the gamification of Forza Horizon. I'm not really a driving game person, but I played a lot more of that game than a lot of other driving games because of the gamification, right? Because around every corner is something fun to do, just jam packed with really cool shit, and just fun activities that keep you moving, that keep the motion going, and you're excited to be in the world. And so if they can carry that forward and nail the humor, I'm in. I'm already in, but I'm in more.
Yeah.
So.
And it looks like we see there's some glimpses of gameplay in here for sure, which is
for nice. Sure.
Yes.
This is all in engine. I'm blown away by the graphics. I think this game will be 2025 is the date we get. I think it's contender for Game of the Year. Honestly, the original Fable games are all really good. The tone is excellent. It's a lot of fun. This game is taking that and making it more cinematic. It's making it more adult, if you will, in a way. It just feels like you're going to be part of a real story, something you can watch, something you can enjoy, while also being a part of. Something we know about Fable games is that there's always a decision you make or constant decisions you make, how good or evil, that reflects on your character. You start to grow horns or have a halo. I want to see stuff like that happen in this game. The trailers we've seen are very morally ambiguous based on the character itself seems more comical, but not exactly black or white as the previous Fable games have kind of strayed toward. So I'm really curious how they weave that into this storyline. Could you be like someone in between, good or bad? Will there be like a black and white style like choice system? Will there be multiple endings? Are we just leaning into like the levity of it all? I don't know. I have a lot of questions, but at the end of the day, I think it looks incredible. I'm really excited, and there's an amazing cast of voice actors slash actors, and I know this is going to be just an incredible experience. If Hellblade has shown us anything, the future of gaming is before us visually, and it's so compelling, and I'm just so excited for what's to come.
Is Peter Molyneux involved with this, or is he
No.
nothing to do with it?
No.
No.
They gave this over to Playground, and you know, yeah, it's all moving on.
Next year is going to be a big deal.
Steven, anything to say about this?
I'm just excited. Like you guys have said it all, right? I'm just stoked. So
I'm calling this right now. I think Fable is going to be next year's Xbox Showcase, like post Showcase deep dive. I think it probably comes out fall of 2025, and so after we get around this Summer Games Fest vibes, I think we get the Xbox Showcase, and then we get a Fable deep dive. So
massively agree.
Hell yeah. This next one, fun little surprise, just a good little world premiere. Fragpunk. I think at a lot of other showcases, we might like kind of, I don't know, like kind of glaze over at something like this, but I think the way they showed this was really cool. Like, again, a card shooter. Some people are like, oh, whatever. But I think this oozed style, I think they got in and got out. They showed us exactly what they needed to show us, like the card gameplay, the funky, cool visuals, and yeah, I think it was like a really great showing, and it was a like nice little delightful surprise. So I was stoked.
Yeah, it's funny, comparing this to Concord, like they're just two different ends of the spectrum there. I feel like people are way more into this than Concord was. This also didn't have a fucking 15-minute trailer with cinematics that are not part of the game, right? Like this just showed off straight gameplay.
Yeah.
And this looks fun.
Yeah. Uzi style.
Have you heard of Bad Guitar as a game developer before?
It's a cool name for a game dev.
It is, but I've never heard of it, right?
Yeah, I've never heard Bad Guitar before, so really interesting.
Hopefully it's good.
Dev we've never heard. It's coming to Xbox and PC. I wonder if this is like their global like reveal in general, like if this is more of an indie game. But what's interesting about this game is that it is a card shooter, right? So there's card stuff going on, which is really interesting. Like they're showing off
neon white kind of stuff, right?
Card effects, Death's Embrace. So what, you can like bring out the Grim Reaper,
all gnarly, and he like kills people for you. It's sweet.
One of them was making big heads, which is a classic multiplayer thing. But there was one other thing.
For shots, right? Because it makes it easier to shoot people in the head.
That's true. One of the things was creating grass, so then you could hide in the grass, right?
That's so cool.
It's really interesting. So, like, I think the card mechanic is what sets this game apart as a hero shooter. I mean, I would assume that, like, the heroes all have super abilities, maybe special cards. But the fact that you can, like, get cards that'll change the battlefield makes this interesting. Whereas with, again, Concord, like you said, it's just a hero shooter, right? Like, where's the interesting hook, right?
It's a Guardians ripoff with Overwatch. Like, I don't know. I don't really see anything too special about that, in my opinion. But
yeah, absolutely. What's next, Gage?
We have, this is a fun little one, Winterboro. We kind of speculized about Redwall game, which I hope you're still right about, by the way.
There is a Redwall game coming. Like, there really is a game in the Redwall universe that's in development. I know that for sure.
Cool. Well, this is certainly evocative of that, and still looks really cute. It's got kind of like a Pentiment-y art style, really like, coloring book or like, like children's book art style. Beautiful. Honestly, it looks really cool. We're seeing like some cold effects around the screen going on right now, which is interesting. It looks really adorable, but also potentially like really engaging. So
yeah, it looks super cute. I'm down. I'll try it. It'll be on Game Pass, I believe. Yeah.
A nice little
Reminds
mix-up
me-
for the showcase,
Yeah, it looks like Don't Starve a little bit. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
No, I agree. Yeah,
Totally, yeah.
I was gonna say maybe not for me, but it looks cute.
there you go.
Hell yeah. Next up, we had this one was really cool. This is Mixtape.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
In an Annapurna game, like, let's go. This just got the vibes going. Skateboarding, 80s music. Yeah, I was just totally stoked about this. So yeah, not much to say other than the vibes just really got me there, and we were all just grooving during this whole video. So I'm looking forward to this.
They can put this in a quote trailer if they want. This is the best coming of age movie that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks awesome.
graphically incredible. We're still getting that like 12 frames per second stop motion kind of vibe again from like Spider-Verse. I think it looks great. The music's excellent, and then you'll see it pop up in just a second. The amount of collaborative artists are incredible. There's going to be so many really great songs in this gaming experience. I think that this will resonate, and you'll hear a lot about this when it drops.
I feel like I'm gonna bawl my eyes out at the end of this too.
Agreed.
There's a really good chance. The subtitle for this game is Nothing But the Hits, which I like. Yeah, like the cool like flying where there's dinosaurs they're riding on right here. Like this is cool, man. I'm all about it. The CD vibes. It's great. So
Yeah. Love
it. Yeah.
Next year.
All right. Cool. Next year, 2025. All right. Then we got Flight Sim. A check in on Flight Sim 24, which is the new updated Flight Sim, and with all the jobs coming out November 19th, 2024. Yeah, Miguel's stoked. I think he has this on his Fantasy Critic. I'm sure this is going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of, flying jobs to take. I mean, everything from being a commercial flight pilot to a flying fighter to just some stunt flying pilot. Air ambulance, as you can see, you'll be there to save people's lives. Aerial advertising, right? I wonder how they'll gamify that. You have to fly in certain areas. VIP charter, so you'll probably have to fly from like a certain airport to like Aspen. You know what I mean? Look at that. Agriculture, aviation.
Oh,
I mean,
beautiful.
Incredible. So essentially it's like Steven said, it's taking the gameplay of already excellent Flight Sim and giving you real objectives, which is really interesting.
Hell yeah. We'll see. I jumped into the first one just to check it out for a little while. Not the first one, the 2020. This is interesting. The aerial photography. If that's cool, I might jump into that. But we'll see if I jump in, if this gets me. But it's a gorgeous game. It's using incredible technology, like the entirety of the world is in this game, which is absurd. So
yeah, and he uses actual like topographical map information to generate that, and not to mention what I'm gathering from this trailer is so much more aircraft, including fucking balloons, which is crazy. So yeah. I think that this will be the best iteration of Microsoft Flight Sim ever. It'll give everyone a reason to play the game. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, the most recent Flight Sim seemed to be like similar to the way that Forza Horizon has been. Like, whether you're hardcore into this or a casual player, there's something for you there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, next we had a little ESO update where all DLCs free and on Game Pass. Is that what I got?
Yeah. I think it's just free, period.
That's awesome.
Just free, period. Yeah, I think this game is coming to a close. We've heard about ZeniMax Online Studios working on a new IP. I think we probably get some updates on that either later this year or next year. So I think it's cool that they put out this final expansion, and then everything else leading up to it is going to be free. And maybe it's a nice big swan song for this game, which has been it's amazing to compete in the MMO space, right? There's not a lot of games in that space, but it's hard to like get mind share for that. So it's pretty crazy. This game has 10 years going,
Yeah, especially to be going for that long too, like, and still be successful. Like, my downstairs neighbors play this game and they love it.
That's awesome.
This game is incredible, so good for them.
Wild.
Yeah, great for them. Next up, does anyone have anything else to say? No. Cool. Next up, Life is Strange. Double Exposure. This was another really vibey game. We see Max like the original Life is Stranger. You know what I'm saying? It's just this looked awesome. I was really taken aback by this. It's cool.
Nice. It looks good. I haven't played Life is Strange games, you know?
Yeah, neither have I.
This is a big deal for people who played Life is Strange, especially the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it's Max here is big news, right? The fact that it's continuation, something they never done with, well, they kind of did a prequel with Before the Storm, right? But they've never really done a continuation to see like later on and see like where this goes.
Yeah,
Big
and
deal.
the fact that like it's it's a new story, but it's playing on some of her, if anyone who didn't play Life is Strange, she had this ability to this isn't a spoiler, but to look at photographs and like essentially jump into the time that photograph was taken. So now this looks like there's some other sort of double exposure, being another photography term, some sort of play on her powers there, but she's obviously grown up in this game. And I'm really excited about this. So
yeah, it looks like it's diving into like some multiverse stuff, from what I'm getting.
Totally.
Yeah, it's cool.
Life is Strange double exposure, October 2024. So that's cool.
Looks cool.
Hell yeah. I still need to play True Colors, but the last Life is Strange game was really cool as well. Okay, we're jumping on to page 3 of my notes, guys. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. 2024. Really cool cinematic and gameplay trailer, it seemed like. And just another tone piece setter. No date, which was a little disappointing. But overall, I think this game was just nailing the tone. Just more of like hey, we get how to do indie, guys. So let's do it, you know? So, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think this is going to be awesome. I trust Machine Games fully. Like I said, I'm not a massive Indiana Jones fan, but again, I trust them with the previous Wolfenstein games. Yeah, a little weird, no date yet, but it'll come out this year.
Yeah, I mean, It definitely is coming this year. I'm theorizing it's November. Just because that's when my birthday is, and I'm just going to hope for it.
Manifest it. Manifest it. Yes.
It's looking
Looks
great.
like it's nailing the tone.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Steven, let's get a little more from you, man. Come on.
Yeah, I think Indy continues to look great. Machine Games are great at doing Nazi stuff, so they're great at telling stories. I think it's going to be one of the contenders.
That's one way to put it.
Great at doing Nazi stuff.
That's one way to put it.
Killing Nazis. showing
Nazi antagonistic.
Let's skirt that, yeah.
Oh yeah, the tone is being nailed. I think that Troy Baker is killing it as the voice actor. He's nailing the tone. He sounds enough like Harrison Ford. I think that the storytelling is looking really great. They're showing another big set piece here. The first trailer we saw was another set piece, not in winter times, whatever. However, I think that we're gonna have enough like interesting antagonists and interactions that feel like you're watching an Indiana Jones story, which I love. But gameplay is looking great. There's going to be a lot of weird puzzles. There's going to be like first-person shooter combat and stuff. I'm really looking forward to this game. I think people are downplaying it as, whatever, it's a licensed thing. The last few movies haven't been great, et cetera, et cetera. I really like this. Might be the best Indiana Jones thing we've had since the first 3 movies. That's where I'm sitting at, honestly. And this might be one of the best games of the year. So, like, buckle up. It's on Game Pass. There's no reason for you not to play it unless you don't have the service. And why would you not be looking forward to this? That's kind of where I'm sitting. But my last name is Jones, full disclosure.
There has been this sort of weird trepidation amongst the internet that I've picked up on in conversations with people where like people are hesitant to think this game is going to be good, and I'm like, wait, Machine Games has an impeccable track record, and then you add the Indiana Jones license on top of it with like Todd Howard's backing and like Lucasfilm's backing. Like I think there's a good chance that this is a fucking banger. So we'll see.
Yeah, this game is going to be just fine. I'm not worried about it whatsoever. Machine Games is going to fucking knock it out of the park.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. All right, next up, we are getting to the back half of the show. This was cool. We saw this briefly at Summer Games Fest, but it did not show like it did here, in my opinion. Mecha Break coming in 2025. This got Jacob's goat for sure, and I didn't necessarily think I would be hyped to jump into another mech game after Armored Core. I thought they were like, nope, Armored Core just did it perfect. But the PvP aspect of this and building your mech, it looks really fun and really cool. And it's super Gundam-y, which is amazing. So
absolutely massive, awesome. You are seeing transformations. So you got Macross, you got Gundam Zeta and on double Zeta as well. You can go from like plane mode into mecha mode. That's incredible. The point is you're going to get fast-paced mecha combat. The fact that we're showing off a third-party game like this just goes to show that, like, hey, they know that gamers like different shit. They know that we want to see something cool and awesome to look at and go, fuck yeah, that's video game right there, bro. And that's what we're getting here. And like, we may not have seen a lot of like Japanese stuff at this showcase, but I mean, what's more Japanese than a badass mecha? And I think we're all excited for this. I mean, me and all my mecha boys. I need to hear from my buddy Pandafin to see how hard his nips are, because I'm pretty sure there's rock hard diamond cutter as mine are.
Yeah, like I'm not even like a massive like Gundam or mecha guy, and even I want to jump into this and try out the beta. Like this looks awesome.
Incredible. Coming next year, but beta in August. So let's really hope I can get in on that, and you can look forward to some coverage here on the youtube.com/@ Neon Gaming Dimension, baby.
Yeah.
That's right.
Me too. August birthdays. Are you a Virgo, Miss Envy? Because that's cool.
I'm August too.
If you're
Wow.
hell yeah. If you're a Leo, that's also cool. I like my Leos. I'm a cusper myself. All right, that's cool. Me and Leos get along just fine, so that's good. Next we had this was cool. This was another one that was like, what are we looking at right now? Wu Chang Golden Feathers.
Wu Chang Falling Feathers.
Fallen Feathers. I was scribbling that down quickly, I guess. I was like, is that golden? Yeah, Fallen Feathers. Coming to Game Pass 2025. Looks like a Souls-like, but I liked what I was seeing. There was like some Bloodborne-y kind of enemies going on. I really like the enemy design, and it just looked cool.
Yeah, man, it's more ninja than anything.
Yeah. No, it is, but there was like the moon imagery, and there was like some weird kind of like just some creepy like kind of stretched beasts looking stuff, and so it just got like a little bit more of that like gothic, even though there is just some pretty Chinese imagery going on as well.
I think it looks dope.
Yeah, it's just another Souls-like. Yeah, looks cool.
I said add it to the pile of pain. Give me more.
Pile of pain and Gage. I'm into it.
It's hard with these Souls like that was the image right there that we just saw that reminded me of Bloodborne. Like the silhouette in the moon with the hat and like the spear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I see it.
It's hard with these Souls likes because I want to give them all the time of day, but ultimately the FromSoft ones are the ones that pull me in the most. And I did like Lies of P a lot, but I didn't finish it. I just see myself jumping in and trying it out, but not finishing it. That's the way I feel. So we'll see.
I'm down. I'll play it.
I know you will, Mr. 5MG. All right, next up we had Avowed. Very stoked. We saw a little bit of this here. But also not a solid date, which was a little disappointing. I thought this would have definitely been the place to do that.
Agreed.
This was kind of just like a teaser stinger, really. But But we've seen a lot of this game, so I think this is going to be a blast. I'm so excited. Obsidian rules, dude. It's going to be great.
I feel like every showing we've had of this game has been consecutively better. And even with this showing, I'm like, okay, we're seeing yet another unique look at this game. Like, there's no art style specifically. Like, every showing has been kind of a different look, different lighting, different colors. I'm just really stoked, man. I'm ready to play this game this year. I'm really hoping it doesn't get delayed to 2025.
Me too.
I was just curious. Do you think, just with all the games that don't have solid dates yet, do you think they're just going to do another showcase later in the year, or do you think that's like an Xbox blog post where they just announce the dates there?
That's a really good question. I think that we'll see a video. We'll see a trailer that drops. I think Xbox will be like, hey, we have a special thing. Like, come watch this trailer on this day. And then we'll get some release dates for shit in the future. But, I don't know. You never know.
Maybe there could be another dev direct or like an Xbox Wire thing or something like that. But I think there's a good chance both this and indie are fine, and they're just not trying to put a hard date on things yet. And then maybe they're waiting to see like where other things in the year fall and then move around those types of things. But we'll see. I think this game is going to be really fun. I'm very excited about it. All
right.
Next we had Atomfall coming 2025 to Game Pass. I gotta be honest, there was so many games. I gotta see the footage of this before I remember what it was.
It was like a zombie open world kind of thing. From Rebellion, they have a history with these type of games. There's a series of them. They're the Sniper Elite devs. So it could be really fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're the Sniper Elite devs. Okay, cool.
Yep. I think this game looks cool. Whatever the hell it is.
The robots really were cool.
It's looking very like post-apocalyptic.
So update. Zombie Army was the series that I was thinking of.
Okay.
And there are 4 of them, but yeah, so they have a pedigree, I suppose, with that, right?
So like, does this not? I mean, like, did you just say Wolfenstein, Joe?
Honestly, the robots, like, that was like the only major thing. Other than that, not really.
Honestly, though, like, I see where you're coming from. Like, this almost feels like an alt history component may be involved in this. Like, graphically, what I'm seeing is really cool. But this looks like it could easily not even be on Earth, so we could be completely off. But I'm just saying, Atomfall looks like, to me, it looks like 10 other games, kind of in a lot of weird ways, like alt history, alt location, alt timeline. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, graphically, I think it looks great. I think that the vibe will kind of reflect something we've seen before, but at the same time,
Atomic Hearts kind of
exactly like Atomic Heart, but also even with Compulsion games we were talking about earlier, like to some degree it kind of reminds me of We Happy Few slightly with that first person almost Bethesda feel, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, graphically it looks really good. I like all the colors we're seeing. I like the weird esoteric, weird, magical, strange bullshit we're seeing, and like there's some sort of military angle. Like, I think that this is just a tease of something that's going to be really interesting and tell like the type of story we've seen before, but in a really unique way.
Hell yeah. Next up, we had an AC Shadows bit. I thought we might see a bit of this here. This was cool. Assassin's Creed coming November 2024. I don't know if we had a date before this, so maybe that's what that was revealed here. If anyone knows if that was already out there, but I don't think
there was no date before this. I don't think.
Great, cool. So that's cool that they're pulling the date at the showcase. That's cool that there's actual information here, and I'm really excited about this game. I think there's been the 2 lanes of Assassin's Creed with the kind of classic, more linear stealth things, like with Mirage just happened last year. And hey, what's up, Keen? Been a while. And then I'm excited about the big RPG franchise stuff. For me, it was just I didn't I didn't love the way that Valhalla was going, and it felt a little bloated and stuff. But I think this game might really pull from both of those Assassin's Creed lanes and really like refine it. That's what I'm hoping, at least, that we get more of like the RPG vibes with with Yasuke, and then I forget what her name is, but she's like from like the Iga clan, the Shinobi clan.
Neawe or something like that.
Yeah, sure. And so that shield will kind of harken back to some of that OG Assassin's Creed, one stab kill kind of vibes, and I'm just looking forward to it, man. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I think it looks great. One notable thing I'm seeing from all this footage, it's in 30 frames per second.
Interesting. Yeah.
Thanks.
I think it will be a great game. I think it will look great. I think that it'll play great. I think that it's gonna bounce between characters, like we've all said, that London Assassin's Creed game. But at the end of the day, yes, Syndicate. Thank you. At the end of the day, I think that we have a good game on our hands that will tell a really unique Japanese story.
Yeah, do you think this is going to rival Ghost of Tsushima?
It's hard. Ghost of Tsushima did a really amazing job, and it was such a focused narrative, and it was like kind of a Batman game. There was such a good story to that game, and the focus on cinematics in that game, like the way that so many shots in that game were like just gorgeous with like the different colored leaves and the wind effects and the foxes and the natural environmental storytelling. Kurosawa mode, like they were so going for visuals, but I think this has a good chance to be something slightly different, where it's just the pure open world Japanese fantasy, So
I honestly will put them in two different buckets, because I think that one is telling the story of samurai and ninja versus like a Mongol invasion, and one will tell the story of an assassin and a samurai in their adventures in Japan against Japanese people. I think that they're completely different, and I won't even want to compare them personally. Even though that you'll have similar gameplay in certain ways, I honestly think that they aren't even comparable, and for a lot of reasons.
It's going to be the Ubisofty thing of it still. You're probably definitely going to get some towery cut type of thing to reveal more part of the map, or something like that. If it can rein back a little bit on like the hey, go here, go there kind of thing, like a Ghost of Tsushima, that's one of my, so I'm playing it on PC, but one of my favorite things about it is they pull back the reins on you, and you can just, you're more immersed. Like, and some of the shots from that are just like they go a little bit down and back, and you see the vistas play out in front of you. It's just beautiful. If they can
get to take in that world, right?
If they can capture some of that at least, and then get a compelling narrative between the two, and then maybe some cool gameplay hook. Because I've yet to see something that's like gameplay wise that's gonna really get people to talk about it. So,
yeah, I agree with Gage too. I just hope this I love content in game, but sometimes there's just too much shit to put in, and I think Valhalla suffered from that. And yeah, I just hope this is just a clean cut game.
Yeah, I put 90 hours into Odyssey and didn't finish the story. 90 hours, like it was insane.
I mean, every character I played in Elden Ring was 150 hours. Let's move on.
That's just okay, cool. Well, that was cool to see here. Stalker 2, hell yeah, man. I've been rooting for this game for so long. September, we got a date, September 5th, I want to say.
Incredible.
2024 looks amazing. What a great showing here.
The fact that they could like finish this game while dealing with the literal war in their home, like where they live, is insane. Shout outs to the devs. It's horrible what they've been dealing with for so long. But how could you show your support? Play the fucking game, even on Game Pass. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. And if you've never played the original Stalker games, they've released a remaster of the game with all the DLC, so I recommend that. But the original Stalker games were really good. Kind of refine the FPS genre, like the FPS open world genre, with the horror elements and all the weird you know, radioactive creatures everywhere and all that fun stuff. Almost like a Fallout vibe. I just love the original game, and it was like mid to early 2000s, excellent FPS. And yes, if you drink an energy drink in the game, that refilled your HP. So if you do like rock stars like me, you can appreciate that.
Yeah, I never played the first one, but I think somebody, I forget who, said it was Ukraine's version of Metro.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I could definitely see that for sure. This looks awesome, and yeah, I definitely want to support the devs, especially with what they're going through. And yeah, I'll give this a shot.
Yeah, I think the first one was a cult classic, but it lasted for a long time. It had a huge tail on it as far as people playing, and I remember people akinning it to like Counter-Strike or these other big shooters that were pioneering the genre. And I think I'm excited to see how this one takes us into the future. And like Jacob was saying, we've been talking about how this next gen doesn't really feel all that next gen yet. Like we haven't had a whole lot of games pushing our systems to the max, and I think we're starting to really feel that. And this is going to be another, I think, one of the examples of that. And I think we saw a lot of that in this showcase in general, so that's cool. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. And there is some element of co-op capability, right, Jacob? Am I wrong about that?
Oh, 100%. You could totally have jumped in and played with your friends in the first Stalker as well. Like I said, you can get the remastered version right now. Like there's a epic version of it you can get on consoles and PC at the moment, and you can play with friends. It is a really good game, so I recommend it.
Yeah, cool.
Sitting at a campfire with a Ukrainian dude playing guitar, even for that moment of not even shooting weird radioactive creatures alone is super cool. I'm just saying. Awesome game. Yeah. You should be very psyched for Stalker 2. I've been saying this for years, and I stick by that, and this showing is putting that on full display. I'm very much looking forward to this.
It's based off of a book called Roadside Picnic, which is I strongly recommend everyone read. It's really good. It's all about nuclear shit and freaky stuff and a drunk guy. Anyways, down to the final one more thing of the main Xbox showcase. This was Gears E-Day. They did a little update on the discless Series X, which is interesting. It's white, which it looks sexy.
Yeah.
No handheld. That's okay. It's all right. Still a rumor.
I knew it wasn't coming. You losers.
I didn't.
One can dream. That's all.
I knew it wasn't coming.
I've got some updates on Gears. If
please,
go ahead.
Lay it on us.
Yeah. So Jeff Keighley, the king of Mountain Dew, has posted that Gears of War E-Day is the next mainline game in the Gears franchise. That entire cinematic was done by Blur. It's going to star Marcus and Dom. They're going to fight the Locust, and nothing about open world or anything like that. But yeah, just some little stuff there. I'm not surprised it's Blur who did this, though. They usually knock it out of the fucking park when it comes to cinematics. So
yeah, it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, Steven, what you got?
Yeah, I guess the biggest thing was like, what's the gameplay like, right? We know, and this is my thing in Gears in general. It's just like it's kind of not that popular anymore, right? I don't feel like it's in the public eye. How are they going to get people to care? It's the same thing with Halo, right? These franchises are like not as popular as they used to be. They're hangovers from the older Xbox generation stuff. What are you going to do to get people interested?
So if you, a little background detail on Gears is they were like essentially the first Unreal Engine, I think 3, like massive game out there that really showed off what the Xbox 360 could do with the newest Unreal Engine at the time. So, I mean, it's not exactly an Epic game. It's like a game developed in partnership with Epic and their technology. Essentially back in the day, and I see no difference here. I can see Unreal Engine 5 being a massive tentpole of this video game. I could see the voice actors coming back, John DiMaggio and the homie who was Dom. hitting it out of the park with the performances. I could see, great writing. I mean, it has to be coming from the Coalition, at least in association with them. I could see this game being great. Steven, you're asking like, what's the gameplay gonna look like? I mean, what we've come to expect from every
third-person cover shooter, right? Which they pioneered, right? So
absolutely. So I could see that happening, and with E-Day, that was a big point in this series. Like, essentially, the planet started to the ground fell out beneath you. Like, there was Hollow Earth was on full effect on the planet they were on, and aliens started to emerge from the ground or take the ground and drop it into the pits below. And so it's going to be intense, almost post-apocalyptic, or even during the apocalypse style vibes. There will be a lot of gore. It'll be intense, but it'll be still feel grounded because you'll have our two characters, Marcus Phoenix and Dom, essentially living through the worst war moments of their lives. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to really establish those characters as the ones that we learn who are the heroes of the story later on,
Yeah.
Yeah, I am curious to see how much. I believe there are books about E-Day. I'm curious how close they're going to stick to that, or if they're just going to elaborate on some things on their own. Really excited though to have Gears back. I know Gears 5 was very divisive. I'm really excited to see what they do with this.
Yeah, it's cool to see something from the Coalition. They are the shepherds of Unreal Engine 5. They worked on the Matrix demo that came out a while back that was really breathtaking. They have been pretty much like Xbox's hey, go figure out this system and this new tool set to the max. And I think this, like you said, Jacob, is going to be a push, the same way in that Senua Saga in some ways felt like almost a tech demo for visuals and elements of it, right? I mean, I think there's a lot more to that game than people have been giving it credit for lately, but I think this is going to be truly hey, here is where graphics meet gameplay, meet environments, you know what I mean? And I think it's going to be pretty cool. And I also think that them reining it back into the core characters that we know and love, seeing something from the lore that is really big and impactful, and centering it maybe around this journey through this city or whatever it is. I think it's going to be good because it kind of reins us back to what we originally fell in love with Gears, but taking it to that next generation. So I think it's cool that we saw it here, and I wonder if we'll ever get, because I think Gears 5 ended on a cliffhanger.
Yes,
I wonder if we'll
going to ask.
Yeah.
What the okay. Coalition, what are we doing here?
Personally, with the way that game dev is these days, it's don't end on a cliffhanger, man. You're not going to get back to that story for 7 years.
If you couldn't do it, if it just ended up being something different, I mean, but also, just don't end on the cliffhanger. I don't know, maybe have a thing post credits, but
totally.
This is literally why people have wanted Half-Life 3 for generations at this point, because exactly. Half-Life 2 episode 2 ended on a cliffhanger that we'll never know about.
Half-Life Alex in VR, which was in the world, but
yeah. So anyway, whatever. Yeah, well, I mean, this is cool. This is a great project, and we will get Gear 6, but I think this is more of an interim experience. I expect this game to be short. You know what I mean? Maybe there will be
20 maybe hours.
Maybe less, honestly, Steven. I could see there being a multiplayer mode that kind of bridges the gap and gets people to see value in this video game.
You know what I mean? Busters that was about 8 hours ish kind of thing, a shorter Gears experience. So
yes, but it was a DLC for Gears 5, so technically not a standalone game. So I could see this particular campaign being long enough, but then coupled with a multiplayer experience that kind of makes it worth playing more so than just playing it and dumping it, So we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But Gears 6 is coming. It really is.
It really is.
Okay.
So guys, that was the showcase. That was a lot. I mean, as brief as we could keep our thoughts, that was a lot of content to go through. Thank you for sticking it out with us, and while we put together our whole suite of content for this day, which is awesome. Great to see so many people in the chat hanging out, and this was just a damn fun showcase. I'm going to go down the line, starting with our fearless dungeon master, Jacob Jones. I want you to give it a score, and then just one final recap of your overall feelings about this showcase.
So I'm wearing my kind of funny XCast hat, so I'm an Xbox
Very nice.
fan. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I feel like it delivered on so many levels. We saw so much shit, so many different genres of games. We saw new stuff. We saw updates on stuff. We saw gameplay of things I did not expect to see gameplay on. It got me hyped for Xbox releases. We all know 2025 is going to be a massive year, and I saw that this Xbox showcase would get us excited for next year, essentially. So I'm going to say 9 out of 5 because we're getting so much more this year than I expected, and we got so much from this showcase, more so than I thought we would. And hey, any fucking showcase that will make me think twice about caring about Call of Duty, a series I haven't cared about since Call of Duty 2 on the Xbox 360, has to be a big deal. So for me, I'm gonna put it 9 out of 10. Great job. They didn't quite address the problems, the issues people have had with Xbox, but Matt Booty came out and he was like, "Hey, guys, we're here. We're cool, sorry, sort of, whatever." So I don't know. I'm just saying, at least we saw the Xbox leadership come out in front of a camera, for better or for worse. I don't know. I'm just really getting really good vibes from the showcase. I'm stoked. I'm excited. I can't wait. 9 out of 10.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go to our guest, Joe. Thanks for being here with us. And what did you think overall of the showcase?
Yeah, first off, thank you all so much for having me. I had a really fun time with you all today. I would give this, I'd give this a 9.5. I think, I said this earlier. I don't think people can complain anymore about Xbox not having any games. They really showed up and said, "Hey,
Amen.
this is a complaint you've had. Here you go. Here you fucking go. You can't say it now." And I'm very proud of them. Very excited to see what they have in the future. Again, all of these games looked incredible. Had different varying art styles, and they're all their own different things, which I really appreciate. And yeah, this was absolutely awesome to see this from Xbox, especially when they've been down in the dumps this long. So
totally. Hell yeah. Steven, what about yourself?
It's kind of a little bit of a make good in some ways. We've kind of been waiting for a banger showcase from a lot of from anywhere really for a little bit now.
It's true.
They've all kind of been milquetoast in my opinion. Like, not bad, not ever bad, but like okay to pretty good, verging on great, some of them, but this was amazing. This was edge of my seat, could not stop talking and being excited about everything that was being shown. I don't have one complaint about anything that was shown. I'm so excited for 2025. 2024 seems a little bit scant right now. For like details, at least specific details on release dates, but yeah, so far South of Midnight was one that I was like, oh, I'm so glad we saw more of this here, and like they're committing to the art style. That was my standout for the smaller stuff, right? Obviously Gears being the big surprise of the show was awesome. Great to see some new stuff from Gears. I'm gonna say like 9.5 for me.
Baller. All right then. Well, I will round out the group. I thought this was a 10 out of 10 showcase. I think that I've been loving hanging out and watching showcases with y'all since we've started this channel, with X to Interact before then, and with just the Kind of Funny crew in the past. But I feel like we have been missing that E3 level of like, holy shit, they fucking brought all of the things that we're gonna look forward to. We're here now. It's not just like in this nebulous future where it's like, okay, they showed, that there's stuff coming in the past, or in the future, but it could be 2027 or whatever. We're here at 2024, 2025. The games are coming out. We've got Avowed and Indie this year, which I think is a huge lineup ultimately. There's also more. There's Flight Sim that, whatever. I put my notes away, but there's still a good amount. Flintlock is next month. Like there's stuff that is going to be dripping into Game Pass throughout the rest of the year, where we're going to be stoked on it. And third party or not, right? Dreadwolf. Come on now. But then not Dreadwolf. Sorry, it's just gonna be Dreadwolf. They should have just called it Dreadwolf. But then 2025 looks like a fucking banner year for them, and that's so cool. We've seen third-person action adventure, RPG-ish stuff. We've seen first-person shooter, espionage, stealth game stuff. We've seen like turn-based RPGs, Western RPGs. Like the Xbox is exploring all of the genres that I love and that I want them to embrace, right? It has been a dark year for the games industry in general. There's no way for them to come out and address that with any sort of true proper thing this year. We hope to see Phil. Like he's got an interview with Ryan McAfee right after that showcase, so I'm sure it already happened. Maybe they talk about some of that stuff there. I hope there's some hard-hitting journalism about all this stuff, and we send all of our loves to the devs who've been affected. But they did come out and show me that they have a plan. There's the games that they believe in are in development and coming out in a proper timing, and they are obviously very excited about their new acquisition that's going to make them a fuck ton of money. And let's hope that money going forward propels the direction that they are going for and supports the game studios that they believe in, like Double Fine, like Ninja Theory, like all of these other games that we just saw. So I think that it's hard to do a better showcase than what we just saw and to keep us fully engaged. There was no lull at all. You know what I mean? So for me, it's a 10 out of 10 showing. It doesn't mean it's a perfect showing. It just means that's what I come to hype about video games about. So what a good time. Any other closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, PlayStation's got to show up.
Wow, putting them on the back burner a little,
Nintendo, where are you at? Show
Yep.
me the Switch 2. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who hung out with us today live. We had a great time today. Don't get to react to these a lot because I'm at work, so really excited I got to do that today. But overall, I think we had a great show. Had a great time with y'all. Thank you so much for being here. And just look forward to video games, guys. That's where I'm sitting.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have a crew like you guys in a corner of the internet and people in chat who can sit and nerd out on the stuff that we love about it. It's truly like a joy in my life. So hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for being here. Where can we find you on the internet? Give us a shout, Joe.
Yeah, you can find me. I'm on most platforms at Average Joe on air. You can find me on the radio, 2 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at 99.7 The River. Yeah, you can find me. I do want to start streaming soon. It's going to be a shitty setup. I just want to put that out there, but I do want to do my first playthrough of Elden Ring and stream that. So I think that's the goal. That's what I'm going to try to do.
Hell yeah. Cool. Well, it was a pleasure to have you here. We'll play some games together. We'll have you on again, and we'll drop you a raid when you're streaming some night for sure. I wanted to shout out Neo Aoshi. If I'm getting your name wrong, I'm sorry, for the raid. And we will see you next time on Neon Gaming Dimension. Look for this video on youtube.com/@Neon Gaming Dimension, and more to come with Summer Games Fest coverage as Ubisoft and the other smaller directs come in the future. Peace.
Bye.